Hi, I'm Kit Lyle from the operators. Good to have you here with us. We talk a lot about value creation and about creating the playbooks that a private equity backed operator needs to have in order to be successful in a career throughout private equity. So, one of those playbooks is the ability to be relevant, recognized, and remembered by private equity. So, if you've had zero prior private equity experience, you have to prove that you're relevant. It's not about necessarily the skills that you have or the experiences that you've had or the size of companies that you've worked in, the number of people you've overseen, the number of acquisitions you've been a part of. It's truly about solving specific problems. So even if you've had multiple experiences as an operator, you still have to achieve that relevance metric or get over that hurdle. The next step after being relevant is to be recognized. It doesn't really matter or mean anything to be relevant if nobody knows about it. So you've got to get the word out. And essentially that means creating content. You've got to be a thought leader. And in order to be a thought leader, you've got to create thoughts that people are going to read, see, hear, or talk about. So that means being provocative. It might mean a little bit controversial, pushing the bounds, exploring topics that people haven't explored before, or perhaps problems that people still haven't resolved yet. However, it's best to go deep than broad. In other words, maybe narrow the aperture so that you're not trying to do all things to all people. You're very specific. What I mean by that is talk about the problems that you love to solve in one specific industry that you enjoy working in a size range, and in a particular set of situations that you enjoy working in. You might even add something like, I love sinking my teeth into crisis or turnaround problems, and then describe exactly where. Then all of the content that you create, whether it's on LinkedIn or a podcast, your own website or whatever, it all relates to exactly that. That's the relevant statement. And that's how you become recognized. And the goal of recognition is for people to talk about you. Maybe somebody learns about an opportunity that's a perfect fit for you. You want them to say, who was that guy? I met him once. I'm on a newsletter. I get it, once a week. I think we even chatted at a conference once, but it's been a couple of years. And you want them to have that sort of epiphany, and it might even require them to do a little digging to find you, but it's worth finding you because you're the perfect fit. So that's what you want to leave people with, is this impression that you're not only relevant and recognized, but also that you're remembered for something specific. So how do you leave that impression with people? It's really about follow-up, networking, and being consistent. So these are some of the things that we talk about in this particular playbook. We've got a whole boot camp that we put people through to create their own playbooks. And all of this is part of the community that you're welcome to join if you're an operator, called, conveniently enough, theoperators.pe. Thanks for listening.